First one, Dale Lawley. Dale, go ahead.
Yeah, Ben, the slow starts haven't just been over the last few weeks. It's been a kind of a season-long problem. Is there something there that you can put your finger on? Is it the script? Is it yourself? Is it just a myriad of things? What do you think's wrong with that?
Yeah, it feels like it's something different every week, so it's hard to really nail down one thing. But it's something that's very important to us, and we need to get fixed now.
Jim Colony.
Okay, so Ben, the follow-up, I guess, to that would be, how does it get fixed?
We all need to perform better, and it starts with me. Got to complete passes if that's the call. If it's run, then we got to get hats on hats, if you will. Once again, you guys are asking questions. If I had an answer to it, we wouldn't be having these issues. So we can't fix anything until we get out there on Sunday, really.
Joe Rutter. Okay, moving on. Brooke Breyer.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Joe's back. Are we going back to Joe?
All right, real quick. Joe Rutter, go ahead. Brooke, you're up next.
Yeah, Ben, as a captain and a leader, has anybody felt the need to talk to JuJu about these, logo dances? And do you think that, some others have said it could be viewed as disrespectful? Do you agree with that?
I'm so far removed from social media. Kind of like you, Dale, like not hitting the unmute button probably there for a second, but no, so I didn't know a lot about it till someone brought it up. It might've been production. I don't remember when it got brought to my attention. I don't know a lot about it. I saw maybe coach said he was going to say something to JuJu. So, I try and communicate with JuJu just like I do with everyone else, and figure out, hey, what's going on. And if he's not intended for something to be disrespectful, then it's probably not.
Brooke, go ahead.
Hey, Ben, when we talked with you last week, you mentioned that, yes, your elbow feels great, but there can be that rapid downhill, that rapid falling off the cliff, and you've been working to not have that happen. How will you know when that happens? And when you have a first half like the one on Monday, is there any concern that you're approaching that faster than you anticipated?
I guess you'll feel fatigue. You'll feel that you can't make the throw or something. I don't know. I guess that's the best answer I can give you is you'll feel it. And I haven't felt that yet. So I guess that's a positive as well.
Mike Pursuta.
Ben, a couple of plays in the Bengals game are much discussed. The throw to Ebron when he got hurt and the fumble catch play to JuJu. Did you have Claypool deep as an option on one or both of those? And can you kind of run through why you chose to do what you did?
Yeah, the one to JuJu, when I looked at Chase, he had a guy on him. Within the first 10 yards, there's a guy on him, so I came off that read. You look at the picture on the sideline and look at the film. Yes, he opened up, but that's after my eyes came off of a guy that's got a guy on him. And then the deep one to Ebron, same thing happened. If you go back and look at it, 30, who is a great. As a ball hawk and safety. He's a guy that takes chances and does stuff. He's on Chase until he sees the ball come out of my hand. Chase thought he was open, but when you go back and look at it, you realize that the guy is back there to make a play. Could you throw it up and it'd be 2-on-1 and maybe your guy makes a play? Yeah, but you got to take the kind of smart throw there, which I thought it was a good one, but it's that's in looking back at it, you got to realize that there's guys come open once the ball comes out of your hand a lot.
Ray Fittipaldo.
Hey, Ben, earlier in your career, you guys won a lot of close games, like, 16-10, 13-10, whatever. Is there anything that you can draw on from those experiences? And you guys have to embrace a mentality of getting comfortable in low-scoring games.
Yeah, you got to find ways to win. Good teams do it. We did it even earlier this year. But right now we're just not doing it. And so we have to get back to kind of having some sort of continuity, some sort of, at the end of those games when you need a play to be made, we all have to be there to make it, whoever's number's called, and it starts with me.
Jenna Harner.
Ben, what are the conversations like this week from the vets to the guys on the team? Do they change at all? Is anything different during this stretch here, or are they kind of consistent?
They stay pretty consistent, but, I think we had a really good offensive meeting this morning. Just kind of did a players got together and we talked. And so I thought it was a good one to just kind of express where we are and what we need to do moving forward.
Will Graves.
Hey, Ben, there was a report out there on Monday, that you were going to play next year, which isn't really news because, as you pointed out, you always play to the end of your contract. At the same time, after the Buffalo game, you said, if I don't play good enough football, then I need to hang it up. I'm just sort of curious, what metrics will you use to sort of what is the thought process in reaching that destination whenever you might reach it, whether it's now or 5 years from now?
I'll just let media people tell me, I guess, since they seem to be coming up with all kinds of stories out of nowhere from nobody at my camp or my family. So it's amazing where people get their stories to say those things. So no, truthfully, I'll just at the end of the season do a lot of praying and talking to people I care about and make the decision when the time's right.
Mark Caboli.
Hey, Ben, there's a lot of people out there saying that you're done. It's over for you right now. I know you stay away from that type of social media stuff, but I'm sure it has to have a trickle down to you at some point. Is that motivating to you when that stuff comes out and they talk about you in that regards?
Well, shoot, I don't blame them. When you play like poo, you should get talked about like that. And so, I need to play better. So if I'm not giving them a reason to talk good, then I'm giving them a reason to talk bad. So that's all on me. I need to play better.
Time for a few more. Aditi Kinkabala.
Ben, that actually takes me someplace. Every single one of us, as we get older, we have to make some sort of adjustments in whatever it is that we do. What has sort of that process, obviously you can't do what you did when you were 23. None of us can. What has the process been to sort of adjust the way you play the game? And what's the psychological challenge in that? Because, for me, nobody's watching me age the way that they're watching you have to make adjustments.
Yeah, that's the job I guess we kind of signed up for, was to live under a microscope where every single thing, every step, every word, every throw is scrutinized, really. And that's, it is what it is, to use a Tomlinism, I guess, or whoever. But you know what? It's at some point, if you want to play this game long enough, when you physically can't do all the exact same things you do when you're younger, you have to find a way to be successful and win in other ways. And so for me, it's trying to be mentally strong, trying to figure out mentally, how can I beat a defense or a play? And there's been times that I feel like it's been really good. There's been times that I haven't been as sharp mentally. And I need to get more consistent with my play, and that's mentally and physically. And so I think when I play good football mentally and physically, then hopefully that'll trickle down to everyone else.
Noah Strackbean.
Hey, Ben, I know it still wasn't a 100-yard performance like you guys are looking for, but how beneficial was it to have Benny Snell rolling like he was and to use a little bit of play action this week?
Yeah, I thought Benny brought a nice energy and nice physicality, got us some tough yards when we needed it. Also made some guys miss and got to the outside. So it was nice to have that. I'm not sure what James's status is, but I know when he comes back, he'll be excited, chomping at the bit. And we've got a handful of capable guys that can really help us win. But we all need to put it together at the same time.
Brian Batko.
Hey, Ben, obviously you guys can still secure a home game in the playoffs, maybe more. Now that you've played 14 games in this 2020 environment, some on the road with fans, some without, some at home without fans, how much does it even feel like there's that same emphasis to try to get that home field advantage this year?
Yeah, it's just different. It feels like it's like everything. It's just a different year. I'm not sure how much home field will play into it, but we'd love to do it.
Chris Adamski.
And I often say I write like poo, so I appreciate using the word poo as adjective. That being said, you've been open. Part of it is being a leader, and you'll take responsibility when you lose. I know you say that, but watching this past week's game, when you say that, are there things do you see footwork? Do you see mechanics? Do you see decisions? What do you think what is poo like, I guess, in your evaluation of your own game right now?
Well, it's dad talk, right? It's when you're not winning. Truthfully, that at the end of the day, that's my determining factor of if I play well or not is are we winning the football game, because that's all that matters to me. And so, you know, I'm not completing enough passes. Am I getting us in the right play call? Am I not? I mean, there's a myriad of issues, in my opinion, that aren't helping us win the game. And it could be something different all the time, but I just have to play well enough to help us win a football game, because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
2 more quick ones. Aditi, go ahead.
Ben, following up on what you said about the players only meeting, is that something that you called, and why can something like that be so useful at this point of the season?
I did, and it had nothing to do with where we are in terms of, you know, losing 3. It's just, I feel it's that time of year when, you know, it's prudent to have those kind of meetings when veteran guys can speak and talk to young guys on what to expect and, you know, get ready for moving forward.
Final one, Brooke.
Ben, going off that players only meeting, how will you know if the message that you wanted to get across to those guys is successful? What things will you need to see in practice or a game, or even in just interactions with them?
Well, I'm sure that this whole thing now is going to blow up. Steelers had players only meet. And like I said, that's why I tried to emphasize, and this will never get written, is it had nothing to do with the losses. It had everything to do with where we are and where we're going. We're getting ready to go into the playoffs. So there's a, you know, I had the guys raise their hand, who's played in a playoff game, who hasn't. And it was over half the guys haven't played in a playoff game. So it's important that veteran guys and guys that have communicate what it's like and appreciate. I hate to throw him out there like that, but Coach, we use Mike Munchak as an example, a guy that spent 30 plus years in the NFL playing and coaching and only played in 1 Super Bowl, or was only a part of 1 Super Bowl. So just wanted guys to understand and to reiterate how important this time of year is, and that the playoffs aren't guaranteed to anybody. So it wasn't a players only panic meeting. Make sure people keep writing that this is a meeting that we felt was necessary moving forward to going into the postseason.